We are live. See, ladies and gentlemen. See, you're welcome to today's show. Yeah, see, today's I don't know. It's pretty much a very laid back day for me. After that charade we watched, on Saturday,
Yeah,
Arsenal losing to Newcastle United. Yeah, see, guys, I got my partner, man. He's back with me on this one. Oregon Gunner, welcome to the show, man.
hey, bro, good to see you again. We should be under a little happier circumstances, but here we are. Another
Here we
Monday,
are.
another loss to digest, and yeah, again, we're gonna get into it. And shout out Steve, good seeing you, bro. It's been a while. Hey, I have you
Exactly,
on the
yeah.
show, so thanks
See ya,
again, Tony.
guys. Yeah. See ya, guys. Of course, I had to go, and go bring back this guy, Of course, guys, you know him. Very instrumental to building this channel for me, guys. Yeah, I can't underestimate or overestimate what this guy has done, for this channel. Gooners and Mags, and right now he's here to, show some love to me and Oregon Gooner. See ya, guys. Welcome. No other person here than Strasbourg. Steve. See ya, guys. It's gone big time now. So, whatever time we can get from this guy, man, we just have to accept it, man. Steve, you're welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. Thanks for having me on. Good to see you, Oregon Gooner and
Good to
Tony.
go.
But
Mhm.
yeah, thanks for having me on. What's up, Andy? In the comments,
Mm,
too. Bell.
Andy's also in the house. Carl Russell
Carl.
is in the house.
Jack King.
See ya, guys. Just before we start, I want you guys to know my stand after that matchup. It's not even after that matchup. My stand, was solidified after that Usta from the EFL Cup. Arteta out. I want to make that clear, right now. So me
Damn.
and Oregon Guna, we're the same right now, guys. We are the same. There is no difference. Arteta out. I will get to the reasoning behind, everything at the end of the stream. But right now, of course, I have Steve down here and Oregon Guna. Oregon Guna, see,
Yeah.
take us through that matchup on Saturday and what you thought about that matchup, on Saturday, man.
Well, when I looked at the lineup and saw Jorginho and Havertz and Nketiah in the same team, that pretty much made me vomit my breakfast up. In the bathroom because it was a 10:30 in the morning game, which is a perfect time for me to get up, brush my teeth, throw some water in my face, get my little Arsenal kit on, and expect a performance.
Yeah.
And what I saw was a bunch of kids fighting like school children in the midfield. I mean, that's really what it was. Let's be honest, guys. It was a fighting game, and
Mhm.
Arsenal did show some steel here and there, but of course, Newcastle having the MMA fighter that Bruno Gomes seems to be, and that he's skillful in MMA now and giving elbows and kicks and chops
Yeah.
and a bunch of
WWE
Bruce Lee
using his
shit.
arm as
Man.
a weapon.
You
God
know,
Oh my God.
damn right. God damn right
Bruno
he is.
Bruno the Butcher. I didn't expect to see a horror movie. I mean, Halloween was over, so other than that, Tony, yeah, I saw a bunch of kids fighting, and then I
Mhm.
saw, well, the teacher, who's supposed to be watching over recess, and the other teachers that are supposed to be supervising recess
Yeah.
weren't watching the kids play. And so what happens is little Joey decided he was going to cheat and keep the ball in bounds. I just wanted to see Steve's reaction for that comment. So nothing really
Exactly.
happened. I mean, we had one shot on goal. Soccer was shit. I'm pretty much done with him. I've stated before yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, Sunday. I'm ready for a summer clear out, Tony. I'm ready. We need to
Yeah.
do it. The project is failing. The project isn't going as planned. We're
Mhm.
4.5, almost 5 years into the project, right? The process, and we got one shot on goal
Mhm.
Saturday.
Exactly.
So I'm not
Exactly.
blaming the refs. It's not the refs' fault that
Mm.
Jorginho and Havertz and Nketiah and out of form soccer really since last season. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. He's been out of
Mm.
form since last season, right?
Mhm.
Where's the
Mhm.
star boy? Where's the star boy who can't get out of a double team and cross the ball? What's
Yeah.
going on, right? So
Mm.
it's not the ref's fault that those players were out there and can't perform. And
Mm,
it's not the ref's fault that we had one shot on goal. It's not the ref's fault that Lascelles came off the bench and gave a master class in defending. It's not the ref's fault that, um, Callum Wilson was causing problems for Gabrielle all game. It's not the ref's
mhm,
fault, you know, for so many instances. But it is the ref's fault for not carding Bruno and possibly giving him a red card. It is the
mhm.
ref's fault for possibly not giving a red card to Havertz when there's a studs up tackle, right?
Yeah,
So
Or
those
two
two,
yellows. Or two yellows for
well,
Havertz. Yeah.
yeah,
those two things eliminate each other. So
yeah.
Exactly. It
red
cancels
are
out.
reds. The fact of the
Yeah.
matter is,
Yeah.
the ball, in my opinion, and I know that goes against some would say the laws of physics, but in my
Mm,
opinion, if the referee's closer to the action where
mm,
that ball goes out of bounds, that ball gets called out of bounds.
He's got to call it how he sees it.
Right.
yeah,
VAR
yeah.
had to take a look at it. They showed the face of the ball touching the line, but in reality, the ref was far from the play. And we've seen clips of the ref outside the box with 6 other Arsenal players, you guys, inside the box. Not one of them took the proactive approach to go chase the ball down. They were
No.
looking and pointing the whole time. That's not the
Mm,
ref's fault,
mm,
right?
mm.
That's not the ref's fault that we're
That's
unpositioned
not the
and
ref's fault. Yeah.
thinking that, oh, maybe the ball is slightly in and he could cross it in any second. So the ball gets crossed in. The real big moment in the game, right, is the whole out of bounds thing and the controversial goal. Other than that, Newcastle probably could have been up 2 or maybe 3-0 in the first half. But, we saved some goals. That happens. Goalies save goals, right?
Mm,
Defenses sometimes do their job. But the fact of the matter is there was nothing up in that game until all the controversy
Mm.
happened.
mm,
Um,
mm.
I couldn't tell if it was a handball. I couldn't tell if it was really a push. When you're getting pushed, do you arch your back just before you get touched? I don't know. But if you're anticipating it, I still think he's getting pushed, but I still think there's a little bit of animation there going on by Gabrielle.
I think it's two guys going for a ball. That's
Yeah,
what I think it is.
so in reality, if the shoe's on the other foot, you're damn right as an Arsenal fan, I want that goal. If it's Lascelles pushing,
Right.
Nketiah or Martinelli,
Mm,
So in reality, both teams really evened each other out. I
mm,
thought
Yeah.
the one point that I know some people have made or haven't made is that we did show fight in that. It's a rainy night up at St. James Park, not an extremely hostile place to play, especially when you act like Kai Havertz. He basically did what Xhaka did at Liverpool,
mm.
essentially riled up the crowd, got the players going. And
That's a great
Jolinton,
point.
was the
That's a great
presser
point.
while Bruno was the butcher.
Yeah, that's
And
a great point.
just,
Yeah.
nothing really, I don't think any team really impressed, right?
Mm,
Newcastle tried. I thought at times Gabrielle held up Colin Wilson pretty well. At
Yeah.
times Wilson got the best of him, but honestly,
Yeah.
it was mostly wing play by Newcastle, trying to use Gordon a bit, as he went, I think, more central. But overall, it was just like I said, it was a schoolyard fight with bad
Yeah.
teachers.
Bar fight.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's just unfortunate that on that day the odds went against us.
Mm,
If this was at the Emirates and the goal went in for Arsenal, we'd be seeing a completely different tune, and so would our man Steve, because
But
he would.
but you know what it is. You know what it is though, because I know for a fact there's gonna be games this year where the decision doesn't go in the favor or whatever. Like that,
Right.
that's what this league is. This league is drama. It's my whole conspiracy of it that I think is backed up multiple times because there's no way these people are this stupid. There's just no way. There's
mm.
no way, bro. This
Yeah.
this league makes too much money. This league doesn't need to have the refs good. We're all still gonna watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If
And it's
all
gonna
of us,
happen.
if all of us who
Yeah.
watch the Premier League stop going to games and stop going
Right.
watching on TV, they would have to change everything because
No, no, no,
every
no,
other
no, no,
league is
no, no. See, Steve, yeah, but come on, man. There's sometimes, yeah, when it is, when it is
I'm talking
clearly
from their perspective.
ridiculous,
I would like better refereeing.
when it is clearly ridiculous, yeah, it was
Yeah, but
ridiculous.
Tony,
Come
we
on,
still
man,
give
Oh,
them
no, no, Tony,
it
we
was
still
ridiculous. Come on, it
give
was
them we
ridiculous.
still give them their money. We still love the product and are obsessed with the product so much we'll
Right.
buy it regardless of its flaws. Just like how
Mm,
people will buy BMWs, Audis even though their maintenance is terrible. because
Mm,
they like the product. They like it
mm.
despite the flaws.
Right.
See,
That's
you
just
see,
what it is, man.
you know what? Yeah, we'll still come back to
Good
this
point.
issue because you have to also give us your own take about the whole matchup, guys.
Yeah.
It's hitting up. Yeah, here today is in the charts. They just
Look out, Deji.
Oh my God, he's here to rub
Uh,
it in. He's
it's
here to
okay.
rub it in. Here today says Dali's
It's a free
cooking. Couldn't
country.
put it better. Arteta is nothing but a substitute teacher, and the principal Josh Kroenke have let Arteta and
Yeah.
Edu run amok. That's here today. That's a big guy. Yeah, to here today. See,
Yeah.
Strasbourg, Steve.
One little piece I wanted to say too is that what happened to us will happen to many clubs throughout the season.
Every
We've seen
single team.
year after
Every single.
year after year. You know,
Mm,
and the point I know you're trying to make, Tony, is that it's completely unacceptable at this level to have these decisions. To spend 6 minutes, we spent 6 minutes on that
6 minutes.
Saturday,
And then,
and
and
I
then
know
in
you're talking
every
about.
of those decisions,
The thing
you
is
come
that
up with ridiculous statements.
something like this is going to
No, no, no,
happen.
no. It's not acceptable.
Yeah, it's going to happen to every club now and then. I mean, I was listening to somebody the other day. Wolves already have
Mhm.
three VAR instances that they've been
Mm,
screwed on. You know,
Yeah.
are the scum up the lane. You know, they're on a run, but I'm sure Deji knows in the back of his mind that they're going to get some calls against him this season. It's just
Yes.
going to happen. So after all of our frustration and anger, is that it should be pushed to the refs. They should be looking at this and finding better people, right? Because it's all about people and product, right? The product's the EPL, like Steve-O says, but the people that are part of that need to be, proficient in their jobs. And we're just
mm.
not seeing that right now. But
Right
again, no
now.
one can make the designation if it was a push or a handball or even
Mm,
offsides, right? So you're basically saying that VAR called that goal when there was four things going against that goal,
that goal.
right?
It's
There's the
ridiculous.
offside, the out of bounds, the offsides, the handball, and the push. So
Mm,
VAR, out of those four objectives they looked at, they still gave the goal. And
yeah,
there was four
exactly.
controversial things there. However, like
Right.
I said, it's going to happen to each club.
Yeah, it'll happen to me, and when it
Yeah.
happens, I just gotta take it on the chin, and I always
Like I
do.
said, I would have taken that goal
Because
if it was Eddie getting pushed in the
But again,
back.
yeah,
should we just be taking it on our chin? Should it be
yes.
something we should
Yes.
look the other way?
Well,
Should
Tony,
we look the other way? Hold
Tony,
on.
Tony,
We have to call. See, Steve. Yeah, we have to call bullshit when we see it.
of
Should we
course,
turn the other cheek when we see this
but
ridiculous
we're
decisions
we're
being given year in year out?
we're all adults here, Tony. We're all
Mm,
adults here. What did the Premier League love? What is this world? What makes the world go round?
the excitement, right?
Money.
Mm,
If they're still making money, what's the point of fixing anything? What's the
mm,
point? What's the point of going and hiring all these refs outside of just some PR? What like we can demand all this stuff, but like unless we're gonna actually like we can do some French stuff. We can do some France things like start some riots and shit. Maybe that'll change something. But nobody want to do that. And we you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
We have the power to change it with wallets or with our feet.
Right.
But we're
Mm,
but it's just far too popular. It's far too lucrative. There's
Too
no
dramatic.
motivation.
Too
There's
much
no
drama.
motivation. We are in a toxic love relationship
Yeah.
with,
But
with
Oregon Guna, Steve Mahala has a point there. He's got a point
That's a great
there.
point.
He's got a
He
point there. They're making
has
money.
full points.
It increases the excitement. Everyone
yeah,
was on
it's
Twitter
drama.
calling out VAR. It's drama.
Yeah,
That is the kind of attention that, of course, the Premier League is looking for. More
yeah.
marketing, more name calling, more
More
pandemonium on social
yeah.
media. It
More of what we're doing.
increases.
Likes and clicks.
Exactly,
Likes and
exactly.
clicks.
It
Likes and
increases
clicks.
everything.
Huge.
Right.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
So
See, yeah.
I know what it is. So when I watch a Premier League game and there's a crap decision,
Mm,
it is what it is because I know the game they're playing. And I've been at peace with that for about 3 years now. So
mm.
I sometimes I do lose my mind, but then I take a few minutes and I chill out and I'm just like, whatever. I I
Okay,
I
good.
I, I got the problem.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
yeah,
good. Steve Mahala.
yeah.
Steve, you have to tell us about the matchup. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
Arsenal. Yeah, with 60% of the ball possession, but
Mm.
yet
Yeah.
we have a 0.53 xG. While Newcastle had, I think, a 1.06 xG. Now
Yeah.
that's that bad. We had nearly up to 14 goal attempt with just one shot on goal. See, no matter how Arsenal fans, yeah, cry and whine, about the VAR, about the machine, about the PG Mall, about the referee,
Mm.
about the corruption
Mm.
going on. But man, we did not put up a performance that was befitting enough for us to win that match up. What do you think, Steve Mahala? Give us what you thought, your thought process about that matchup, and how you did see it personally.
I thought it was. You could tell that if it, that game and Southern Gooner, big ups to him. He did a video on his channel. Yeah, he did a video yesterday going live. He's talking about how he found an article about Eddie Howe going to shadow Simeone at Atletico Madrid, learning the dark arts. We talk about this dark arts, and if you never seen a Newcastle game before, but you knew about Atletico Madrid, you would have thought Diego Simeone was Newcastle's manager because
Right.
that was the kind of style of win it was. It was a
Exactly.
blood, guts, and thunder physical bar fight that you make your home ground hostile. You don't give them anything to work
Mm,
with. You might not offer much in attack, but the thing is why I don't mind winning like that on Saturday is because I know we can also we can blow teams out of the water. So we have
mm,
different ways of winning games. So I'm not,
yeah.
I'm not, I'm not, we have to do that against you guys because you guys are man for man more talented, right?
Mm,
Maybe four of our players, five at a stretch of those 211s get into your team. Maybe
mm,
four or five. So man for man, we even though we're at home, we had to do what we had to do. We had to neutralize you guys and make it you guys have a soft underbelly. You guys have a soft underbelly.
We
When it
have it
comes
for
to the physical
decades.
thing, when it comes to
Pause.
the physical,
Pause. Let's talk about that. Let's talk
yeah.
about that. Oregon Guna. Let's talk about that. Steve Mahala brings out a big point. We're being bullied. Yeah, we're being bullied. See, bro,
When the game goes
Bruno
on,
Guimaraes.
yeah.
Bruno Guimaraes was on his WWE thing. He was
Yeah.
bullying our players.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
deboed. He deboed. He
You would want
deboed
your players to
Fabio
do that,
Vieira.
by the
He
way.
deboed him.
You would want your players to do
Bro,
that, by
we're
the way.
soft.
Yeah.
Oregon Gunner, we are soft. See, yeah, Oregon Gunner.
Hot doing it.
I grew up watching stalwarts, yeah, in my midfield,
Mm.
like Vieira, yeah, holding on to the neck of a fellow tough guy himself, Roy King. That's how
Yeah.
I grew up watching football, man. But you know what? Yeah, Steve raises a big point. We didn't have see, we didn't come there to actually show these guys that we have a bit of fight, a bit of
No.
grit, a bit of physicality. Yeah,
Mhm.
Fabio Vieira being knocked down. Yeah, Bukayo Saka being harassed. Huh?
Big time.
Did you see that? Bruno Guimaraes, Debo,
Yeah.
Jorginho. Jorginho, who is supposed to be one of the most experienced players on
Mhm.
that
Mm.
pitch, was being deboed by Bruno, who just came to this league 2 seasons
Mhm.
ago. Make
Yeah.
that make sense. Make
Well,
that make sense. We didn't have no fight. We didn't have no fight. We didn't have no grit. We couldn't match Newcastle fire for fire. And again, mind you, just like Steve Mahala said, yeah, they turned it into a physical WWE matchup.
right.
But
Yeah.
see, there was a
Yeah.
trend when they tried the first, just the first one to just try and see how far Arsenal have it in them. Yeah,
Mm.
they tried the first one, tried the second one, and then they saw that we don't have the fight in us, and it
Right.
just progressed. It was a progression.
For
It was
sure.
from a tackle, it was from brutalizing Bukayo
Right.
Saka, and
But
then
he's
to Debo, Jorginho, a
right.
push
But the thing
on
is that
Gabriel. Come on, man. Come on, man.
anybody. I
It's
mean,
not so special.
Our man Steve would be out there, giving it large to Jorginho too. Let's be real. He wasn't doing that to Declan Rice, though. I mean, I like to see him try that shit with Declan Rice. I think,
No,
Bruno
Declan Rice is
Guimaraes.
exempt. Declan
Yeah,
Rice is exempt from my soft underbelly thing, by the way, and
no,
Saliba.
but
But when
but
none of your other guys aren't about that life, that's a
right.
problem.
It's such a drastic drop in quality, and this is the
Yeah,
problem we've had for years at this club.
yeah.
And I'm not going to say the bench; it's the drop in quality even on the pitch. The reason we had
Mm,
60% is because fucking Jorginho decided to pass it back and sideways every time he touched the ball. We didn't have 60% in any sort of attacking momentum at all. At all. None.
11 corner kicks. 11 corner kicks.
11, and still
No
can't put it in the
encroachment
back of
at
the net.
all.
It's
Four of those balls did not even get past the first defender
bro.
in the 18-yard box of
That's
Newcastle.
another thing.
11 corner kicks for
Trossard
Arsenal.
couldn't get a corner kick past the first man. We're standing backwards, pushing in on corner kicks against people like Dan Burn and Jamal Lascelles, who are standing there like totem poles and just heading it out.
And even
like,
Longstaff.
Yeah, of course. Longstaff fights for the club. And that's the thing. We start to question the real, commitment players like Jorginho and Havertz have to this club. I'm sorry, Jorginho cannot freaking run anymore. How many times, go back and watch that game, how many times he has to accelerate himself in that wet pitch. By the time he's accelerating, the player's gone.
Yeah.
He can't run anymore. And our man CFC's probably known this for years. Chelsea fans have known this for years. Deji Spurs has known Jorginho's been crap for years. Why the hell did we buy him? Because the Thomas Partey thing was so iffy. I'm telling you, Thomas Partey's going to be gone in January, bro. I'm feeling it right now.
Wow.
He's going to be gone.
There's
man.
another part of our underbelly.
The manager has messed him up. He's messed him up.
Doesn't know what to do with him.
We've turned the best CDM, probably one of the best CDM this club has ever had. Yeah, into right back. Come on, man. See, it hurts.
But Coach, this goes right to what you're talking about. We're losing. If Thomas Partey is our hard man, so to speak, even though Jack Grealish was bowling him last season, I still consider Thomas Partey somewhat of a hard man. He can get in some tackles. We know that.
Yeah.
Then why are you not playing him against a physical Newcastle side?
It makes no sense.
Okay.
It makes no sense.
See, Steve Mahala, I'll bring you in here.
Yeah.
Check this out, yeah. You guys were missing Tonali. Yeah? You were missing Tonali. You were missing Isaac. Yeah, you were missing Isaac. You were missing Botman. Yeah, Botman.
Dan Burn is probably going to be out until I think he might be actually missing until March or something. He did something on the bottom of his. Remember in the first half he was doing this. He was holding his back for a few.
Yeah.
He could be out for a while, to be honest. So he got injured. Also had Elliot Anderson out, who's kind of like a Joe Willett kind of player, kind of like the playmaker, 8-10 sort of thing. He also play on the wing. He's out. We also had who else was out? We had Harvey Barnes out. Harvey Barnes has been out for a while. He's not going to return for
Murphy's out. Murphy out
with his shoulder. He subbed on. Yep. So
and you still put up a performance against us.
Right.
Exactly. That was my question. That's where I'm going to. But see, Steve, check the flip side. Arsenal missing Thomas Partey. Arsenal miraculously missing Martin Odegaard, in the middle of the in the middle of the park. See, and Gabriel Jesus also. Let's be fair to Arsenal too. Do you think it cancels each other out, or do you think Newcastle had the edge, or Arsenal still should have performed with what they had?
Yeah, you guys should be performing much better, but at the same time, I saw that midfield and I was like, I feel very confident. I feel very confident that physically we can outwork those guys, except Declan Rice. Rice is exempt because he was superb. But Havertz and Jorginho, no. And I don't even think Eddie Howe, because that's the thing about Eddie Howe. Like, we're getting the most out of our players, of players that no one else, Real Madrid aren't going to be buying Longstaff and stuff like that, or Lascelles or Cher at his age. But like, he gets the most out of the players, and the style of play fits them because they have that. They have the physical capabilities of it. Tactically, it works, and the mentality. So it's like with Jorginho and Havertz, it's like I don't even think Eddie Howe could get much out of them, to be honest, because it doesn't suit the way that it doesn't suit the way we play, and that's the problem when you come up against someone like a Newcastle where we have that physical side. to the
Mhm.
game. That's one of the big parts of it. Or
That's one of
Atletico
the big
Madrid.
parts.
If you guys cross paths with Atletico Madrid in the Champions League knockout rounds, that's going to be problems. That's
Mm,
going to be
mm.
problems because they
That's
have
Big one.
going to be problems for us, bro.
Big one.
Anything out of the group stage, going to the next stage is going to be problems, no matter who it
yeah.
It's
is.
gonna be big problems. Talking about problems, yeah. Oregon Gunner, I'll bring you in down here, yeah. See,
Yeah.
Eddie Nketiah, another stinker. Let that sink in.
What a
5 goals.
Another
surprise.
stinker.
Are
Another stinker.
are any
See,
of us
when will these Arsenal fans, yeah, understand that we don't have a striker? Another stinker. Yeah, scores an hat trick against Sheffield United, gets bullied against West Ham, has no clue. And see, you see the irony of the whole thing, yeah. Eddie Nketiah, who's known for a little bit, kind of like the physicality, a little bit, you know.
Really? He is?
Uh,
That's
of
new to
course,
me.
no, but he's
But
athletic, right?
he's getting
He's
stronger.
athletic,
His
right?
stature. Yeah,
He
I get what
looks
you're saying. He has
strong.
some
Yeah,
stature
he
to
should
him.
pull his weight here and there,
Sure.
but it looked like a lightweight. He wasn't pulling himself
I
down
didn't
there.
even know he was playing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Same
oh,
here. Well,
you can say that again. You can
and
say
I
that
think
again.
we're at the point now,
See,
Tony, with Eddie and
I think he
Nketiah,
had a
where
looping header in the first half that was way
yeah,
off target. I
right.
think
I
that's
think
it.
we're at the point now, and Kenny is being played just because Jesus is injured, which is
Yeah.
still stupid because you can rotate Martinelli in the center and put Trossard on
Trossard.
the left. You can put Reece Nelson on the left. There's options up front. I don't know why this
even
buffoon.
Trossard can play as a number
Yep.
nine.
Yes, right.
The
If he
false
Oregon
needs,
Gunner
nine.
I
can
don't
play
think
as a nine.
False
Trossard would
nine.
struggle in up front against a LaSalle's and
And
Share.
share.
He's
Yeah.
not big enough. The guy's like 5'7", 5'8". These guys are 6'2" and 3.
Yeah.
Trossard would have struggled dramatically in that role Saturday. But that's
Yeah,
not to be said, Tony, that he shouldn't be used as a striker against other opposition, right? Because Eddie Nketiah is a championship at best striker. He shouldn't be wearing the shirt. He's got 5 goals in 32 games.
yeah,
5,
yeah. Five.
right? It's the experiment is over.
Not good
Arteta
enough.
got played Saturday because Arteta didn't have another type of striker. If Jesus was injury free, Jesus would have started that game. I almost guarantee it. I'm at the thought process now that Arteta knows what Eddie can and can't do. And Arteta, we've been after Tony. They keep raising the price at Brentford every 10, 15, 20 mil. I think we're up to 95, 100 mil now for Tony,
Yeah,
which I think is absolutely ridiculous amount of money.
yeah,
But
yeah.
with that being said, if we need to spend that in January to get this damn bum out of my freaking club,
Get the
I'm willing
bomb out
to
of this football
spend money
club,
on
man.
Tony to get, But then again, Tony, we spent we spent 100 million on Tony. We will not win the league. We will not win the league with Ivan Tony as our only purchase in January. We
Yeah,
need
because see,
better in
Arsenal,
a clear
Oregon
out.
Gunner,
I want a clear out in
see,
summertime.
Oregon Gunner, you make lots of
Not
sense.
enough.
Yeah. Do you know why you make lots of sense with that statement? Because Arsenal is not just a team that can score goals right now.
Right.
Arsenal is the team that actually can create. We're like third in the league right now. I think third or fourth. I don't care wherever we are right now. But you know what? Yeah, we're top four right now. But you know what? In the table of goal creating opportunities and just goal creativity, yeah,
Right.
Arsenal lies in the middle of that table, and we're
Right.
fourth. Make that make sense. It means
I
we're not creating. We are
right.
not creating. And when you're playing against West Ham and you go there and play with two left-sided central
Yeah.
defenders, it means that we have a problem. Mikel Arteta doesn't trust the personnel he has down there because William Saliba is the only right-sided defender we have right now in the club. What
Yeah.
happens when he gets injured? So when we're just talking about just purchasing Ivan Tony by January, we have a big problem. See, Martin Odegaard has down tools. He's also injured.
Yep.
Mind you, he has to come up with big, huge match fitness to be able to get in on the act again. Yeah. So our creativity, of course, he scored 15 goals last season and assisted with 7 last season. That
Mhm.
creativity is gone. The goals is gone. Granit Xhaka was in the middle of the pitch, encroaching, having that. fulcrum for the Martinelli to go forward
Right.
and have that base coming back and helping. Also, right now it's disappeared from the middle of the park. We have Kai Havertz who's down there who we brought in for 65 million pounds, and it's useless,
Completely useless.
useless,
Completely
useless.
useless.
And you know
Completely
what? Yeah,
useless.
we don't just have a useless player in the middle of the park in Kai Havertz, but again we've lost the goal scoring prowess of Granit Xhaka in that last season. Last season,
Yeah.
it's a
Yes,
shambles. We're in
it is.
trouble. We're in
You know,
trouble. No creativity, no
yeah,
striker, no defender if William
yeah,
Saliba goes off, no like for like replacement for Bukayo Saka when it's doubled up on and he doesn't put up a performance. Gabriel Martinelli looks done for because no one is down there to have as a base like a Granit Xhaka kind of base for him
right.
to actually set up on attacks, and because he has to do double work coming back to help Zichenko because he can't defend literally, right?
Yeah,
So
you're
we're in
absolutely right.
trouble. We're in a mess. We are in a mess.
We're in a complete mess. And, I see our man Andy Bell, saying, what's wrong with Eddie? It's like, Andy, would you take a striker that has 5 goals in 32 games? I mean, it's just, it just boggles me that anyone thinks that Eddie and Kenny can do a job up front. I
Not for
just,
Arsenal. Not for any top 10 team. Not for any
I
top 10
was like, well, I mean, what would he do at Bournemouth? Steve scored like 12 goals in a season. I mean, it's just you put you put him in any of these Prem teams, and we gave him this thing that's so maddening is we gave him 10 out of 10s against Sheffield because he was doing flickery trickery and scoring hat tricks. How can is either Sheffield's defense is really 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 that bad, which I know it is, or
Mm.
Newcastle's defense is really, really that great, which I know it's very, very good.
Yeah.
But then it comes to Eddie and Kenny, it's like position yourself to score goals, right? Just
Yeah.
There's
position
just no
yourself.
consistency. There's no
Yes, yes.
consistency.
If he would get
Mm.
a goal a game for about 4 or 5 games straight, and I think what you would see is someone with more confidence and more ability. We all know the talent's there, right? Obviously the talent's there, but that's the frustrating part, you guys, is we know the talent's there, but this
Mm.
kid can't finish his damn breakfast at all. It's
And
like
all
he could shoot in a machine gun in a barn door and he'd miss.
he
Like
need to see he
Sheffield
needs to leave the
United is
football
a
club by
bad
January.
team, tops
Him
to
him
bottom.
he needs to leave. He needs to leave the football club.
Yes, it's not
Him
Arsenal's
and the
fault.
coach. Him and the coach. Him and the
Yeah.
coach. See,
I'll
they
tell you,
scored a goal. They scored a goal, yeah, in the 63rd minute. Mikel Arteta, yeah,
it's still
Brings on a
makes
Vladimir.
defender.
his
Brings
first
on a
substitution
defender.
in the 74th
It brings
minute,
on
and
Zinchenko.
he brings in a defender. The manager is clueless. He
Uh,
needs to leave. There is no other excuse. The manager needs to go. And again, with that Ooster from the EFL Cup, it takes the cake. Being bullied by
yeah,
West Ham, being bullied by West Ham, being
uh,
out muscled
Here,
and bullied, deboed.
here's the
yeah,
problem, Tony. Here's the
See,
problem, Tony. I
guys,
look.
guys, do you know what it means to be deboed? Yeah, to be deep, like literally deboed. Yeah, by Bruno, who just came here 2 seasons ago against Jorginho, who's a seasoned
Joe
veteran in this
Ellington.
league.
Joe Ellington
Bro,
as well.
is that
Big Joe.
disgraceful? Oregon Gunner will come. See, just before I go to Strasbourg, Steve, yeah,
yeah.
we have to talk about this. A true blue, yeah, a true blue. Someone who have actually said that London is blue in their own stadium, yeah, is captain of Arsenal Football Club in enemy territories. Can you believe this?
I cannot believe this.
Legend will be speaking on. They will be speaking. Good. We'll come down to that after.
And we
Just
really
before
got
I
Jorginho because we didn't want to spend money on Caicedo.
good.
That's
Yes.
the only
We'll,
reason
Yes.
why
we'll
he's
get
at
to
the
Yes.
that.
club.
Calm down. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. See, yeah, Steve Mahala. See,
So,
with Eddie Howe, yeah. See, this guy just came 2 seasons ago. Let's don't forget this. Let's don't act as if this guy, yeah, it wasn't just didn't just come into this team 2 seasons ago. Newcastle literally
yeah.
battling exactly literally battling relegation 2 seasons ago. So when I see Newcastle fans, yeah, Man City fans telling me that we should keep Mikel Arteta, and I'm saying, look, take you guys as a blueprint. 2 seasons ago, you were battling relegation, and my manager, 4 seasons, bro, bro, £700 million spent, and we don't have a striker that could give us 30 goals in a season.
You
How
know what's
far from
ironic,
grace?
actually? You know
How
what's
far from
ironic?
grace? How far from grace is that? But you know what? Yeah, Steve Mahala, man. Look into Eddie Howe right now, man, and how he's playing. See, this guy has not just plan A; he's got a plan B. If you're coming to play slick football, he could play slick football with you.
And
They
score
can
loads
string
of goals.
passes together. They could
Yeah.
do these things, and they could actually, they could cause you harm, even playing, fine and beautiful football, champagne football. They'll give that to you. But if you
Yeah.
want to come, yeah, and they kind of like sense or have a little bit of a sniff that your team is lightweight, just like on Saturday, if they have a little bit, just a little bit of that sniff, they
Hmm.
know they can bully you and it can run straight into plan B and make it hard for you. Take us through, that process with Eddie Howe, and do you think it's gonna stick with this more, or do you want to see more beautiful football, more passes, straight, string here and there, and of course when you have a prolific striker like Isaac down
And
there
Wilson.
playing,
Wilson can
and
get goals
Wilson too,
too.
Callum
Yeah.
Wilson too,
Wilson
they
can
could
walk right
score
into
goals.
Arsenal.
But again, do you still want to play physical football? Do you think there's that grit about it?
Oh, of course, of course. Like you said, Tony, you have a plan A and a plan B. That's why I'm
Mm,
perfectly fine if not every game is beautiful and amazing. I
mm,
know when we play Borussia Dortmund away tomorrow, I know we'll have less possession. I know we'll have less shots on target. I know we'll have all this kind of stuff. But you know what I do know? I know that all the guys will put in a shift. I know that we aren't going to get if they could pimp slap us, but that is less likely than us getting a draw or something. You know, if Dortmund are a really good side, but we always win, lose or draw. There have been very very few performances where I felt like, wow, we didn't even show up. We didn't even show up. So it's like there's something exactly what Andy said. Nothing wrong with physical football, and the game needs it, and it brings a result because we can do both. We can score goals at will, or we
sure.
can what's it called?
You
Or we can
you can
just
play beautiful football. You can
yeah,
streak passes here and there.
yeah.
It's in your wheelhouse. You've done it
Eddie
this
Howe's
season.
Eddie Howe's a well-rounded manager, and I think with Arteta, he needs to do exactly what Eddie Howe did. Exactly. Go talk to Diego Simeone, learn about the other side of the game, about dark arts. Learn up.
About the dark
He needs to
hearts. Yeah.
improve. He needs to improve in some stuff, and Eddie Howe needs to improve too. He's not the finished product.
Mhm.
He's still in it. So, and we'll see what he's made of. I think he'll be here. He keeps people keep saying, "Oh, he's just the guy for the next guy." Well, every single week we're getting results against big teams more often
Exactly.
than not, and it makes that conversation even more and more interesting. It's like he might be the guy for the long term because he keeps on doing this.
He
So this
should be.
isn't just a coincidence at this point.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
no, I'm I'm
Exactly.
I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled, and I don't mind if some games we have to bunker back, sit back,
Right.
whatever. I know when we play Arsenal away, that will be how it is. That's cool.
Mhm.
Um, but I know that when we play the little teams at home or away or whatever, that we could score a bunch of goals, or we can have a surprise game like a PSG where the game plan was excellent. We exploited their weaknesses to a T. We made them
Yeah.
pay for the fact that they played only two in midfield. So it's you know what I'm saying. So we've got a good manager. I'm I'm,
You've
I'm
got a
quite
good
happy.
manager. Yeah,
With
definitely. See, yeah, Oregon Gunner, I'll bring you right into the fray. Say, Jorginho, or True Blue, someone who has professed love, kissed the badge of Chelsea football. He kissed the badge. He kissed the badge. He's a
He
true
held up the
blue.
trophy.
He's a
You can
true
tell
blue.
him.
He once
Yeah.
said, he once said that London is blue.
Yeah.
See,
Well,
how
that's too
bad
bad.
how
He's being
bad does it get? Is the captain of our football club at Newcastle. How about that, Oregon Gunner?
yeah. Well, he was only captain because of experience. Let's be real. There's no there's no other reason. I don't know why he couldn't have made.
Experience. Experience.
You know,
Oh my God.
right, well, because he has years in the Premier Leagues, right? So even though it's a crap display of experience in the Premier League, he's still I would think like someone like Arteta would say is an experienced player, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know, making him captain. I mean, you have Saliba back there, you have Gabriel, you have, you know, I know you
Declan
have
Rice, how about Declan Rice?
Rice.
He's
I
doing
know.
captain stuff.
So,
He's doing captain stuff. He's
right,
bullying players. He's
right,
the one putting in a tackle. He's the one everywhere and talking to these guys. That's captain stuff.
right, and
Yeah.
he's
These
refusing to
other
pass the
guys
ball to
are not
Havertz.
captains. Those are softies. Yeah, hippies. All
Yeah,
of them. Every one of them are hippies. None of them are captain stuff. None of them. None of them. Only Declan Rice is the one out there fighting, pushing, trying to get forward, trying to progress the ball. Yeah, trying to
right.
shore up our defense. He's doing everything and he's in multiple positions at the same time. That's your guy, Mikel
Because
Arteta. That's your
he's
guy.
covering. Yeah, he's covering. That's where I'm saying we need a clean out this summer and focus the recruiting around Declan Rice. Or we need to decide what the hell type game we're going to play. What style is Arteta really implementing? He's implementing an inverted style using a left back or a right back. He's forcing Tomiyasu to do it. He's forcing Ben White to do it at times. I don't know why Ben White can't overlap much anymore. I don't think he overlapped once during the Newcastle
He's
game.
knackered. He's
And
knackered.
so,
And you know what? We're discussing contract extensions with Ben White
right,
right now as we speak. And he's still got
yes,
3 years more in his contract. And we're
right.
talking about a contract
So,
extension
but in
right
all
now
honesty,
with Ben
Tony,
White.
Ben White's not really the one I'm concerned about, right? In the list of players you look at, Ben White's really not at top of the list for ones to get out. We have many other players at the top of that list, right?
Yeah.
We need a summer clear out and a spine that's built around Declan Rice,
Yeah.
Saliba, Gabriel, because I believe those two are one and the same. They're fucking twins, practically, right? If that's our core with Declan Rice, okay, and a striker. We
Mm.
need a spine. We have
Yeah.
no spine right now. Even with
Yeah.
Jesus, it's not much of a spine. What did Jesus do against West Ham? It was a run around a lot. I just, we need an out and out striker. I don't mind keeping Jesus because he can come in on the left or the right.
Or the
Okay,
right. Yeah. Yeah. And again, it's
insert
link
or
up
out.
play. It's
Jesus
link
is
up
a
play
good.
too. Mm.
Jesus is the quality that you kind of keep that consistent quality. The problem is, Tony, we have a good 11, but the quality drops off as soon as 4 or 5 of those players
You
are
know,
out injured or
and
don't perform.
Arteta isn't the kind of manager where he can get the most out of those squad players that aren't the big names and stuff.
Right.
Whereas Eddie
Steve.
Howe has shown that he can get the most out of Lascelles,
Out of the second
Murphy,
level players.
Longstaff.
Yeah, exactly.
Steve is cooking.
Right. Because in the end, it's not about always the shirt with Arteta. It's about winning the way he wants to win, so he can get the praise as being the genius manager or whatever you want to call
And
it.
Eddie
Right?
Howe's not about that. He's about team, club, fans, all that stuff.
Right.
It's
And he's a
goal
fighter.
oriented.
He's a
And even
fighter.
with
He's a
Arteta,
fighter.
we've moved away, even with Arteta, we've moved away from arson style football, right? Slick passing, overlapping, some Genjin pressing when you need to. You don't always have to press the ball 24/7, right? Even though that's now our style, and that seems to be the style of the Tottenham. Looks like Chelsea tried to do that against us.
Yeah.
Newcastle did that a bit, but at least Eddie Howe was smart enough to know that team's not really built for pressing. It's built for almost counterattacking because they'll just push you off the ball and go, like we saw on Saturday. So
Mm.
Arteta still hasn't defined a playing style.
You know, the big thing,
Some
you know,
people disagree with that.
Neither does he know his first
It's
11.
just
The
style.
manager is
I don't.
clueless. The manager is clueless. He doesn't know his first 11. He's
The thing is,
clueless.
Tony, he doesn't make adjustments on opposition. He'll run the same damn concept and play style against Newcastle, Bournemouth, and City. It's like you have to change it up. There was no reason why we needed a 4-3-3 going against Newcastle when you know they're a physical team. You do a 4-2-3-1 with Partey and Rice in front of the back four. I've talked about this over and over.
But
Why are we
Partey's never fit. Partey's never
open
fit.
football?
Partey's never fit.
You don't have the players for
Martin
that.
Odegaard can create. See, yeah, but look at this. Look at this comment from Carl Rossi. Yeah, agreed. That we need 3 to 4 signings. See, Carl Rossi, I think we need 5 to 6.
and
Bro, what are we
outgoing.
Bro,
And outgoing.
I'm not, bro. We need
Yeah,
6 signings, man.
Cedric's still there. Reece
We
Nelson
need.
is still a Wenger hangover. I mean, Reece
Right.
Nelson. Come on, guys, it's done. It's just he's not good enough. He's not going to start. Hey, big up, Andrew.
Mm.
ESR, it's
Big up,
done.
Andrew.
Nothing's happening with ESR. He's constantly injured. We need to bring Tierney back, right? Look at Tierney, see what he did at Real Sociedad, bring him back. But I think he's gone. I think we're going to sell Party in January, if not the summer. So we need to build a spine.
You can't. I'm
Saliba,
sorry.
and
I'm sorry,
Gabriel.
Oregon Gunner. You can't sell a player who is going to the African Cup of Nations in January. See, guys, listen.
I wasn't sure.
Guys, listen. Listen. See, listen, guys. Like, guys, listen. See, I see the bigger picture. I see the bigger picture. How about this? Yeah, we don't have a lack for lack replacement. Yeah, for Bukayo Saka, we need one because right now we're seeing the drop off in the game of Bukayo Saka. Right now, we do need a striker. Yeah, for
Yeah.
Eddie Nketiah. Eddie is shit. He needs to leave this football club by January. See, guys. Mikel Arteta played with two left-sided centre backs in that EFL Cup game. He doesn't trust. He doesn't trust anyone,
It's very
anyone
true.
apart from William Saliba in the
And
middle of our
Gabriel.
centre back pairing. He doesn't trust any other person to do it. We need a signing in that phase. We also do need someone in the middle of the park, someone who can actually create. Because Arsenal right now, Martin Odegaard is supposed to be our captain as down tools. He can't even create. He can't create. See, Martin Odegaard scored 15 goals, seven assists last season. Right now, that's dried up. See, and it's gonna continue
Yeah.
whether we like it or not, because these players, when they drop off real bad. If there's anything, any proof or any evidence we do need, look at Bukayo Saka. And right now, you know what? Yeah, Thomas Partey, apart from having problems in the football club right now, he is not going to be here by January. See the
Mm.
bigger one, yeah? Tommy Yasu is not going to be here because he's going to be going to the Asian Cup by January. Steve, how about
Man.
that?
Ooh, I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Exactly. That's the
You're
bigger
right.
picture. So we're going to be losing
Yeah.
Thomas Partey. We're going to be losing Tommy
Tell me
Yasu.
else.
And we're light. We're totally light. And we have only one replacement who is down there and he can defend. Zichenko. That's how bad and sunken my team is right now. Andy Bell, you're welcome to the show. How are you doing, brother?
Oh, guys,
Mandy.
all right. Good to see you, Tony. I think Timber could probably cover you a little bit at CDM, but ideally, you don't want him playing there, do you? You want Declan Rice playing then someone next to him that can get forward. I think the problem you've got is for me, there was a few times where I got worried when Declan Rice broke with the ball and he
Yeah.
went past it. None of your team realised what he was doing, and he was left running on his own, and no one really took a gamble. It seemed as if you were too hesitant or scared to really commit to attacking against her because you knew that we were going to break on you, or we'd
Yeah.
demonstrated in the game that we were capable of it. I think it was just a case of Arsenal weren't up for the battle of the weekend. And like you've said, mate, I don't think things are quite as bad as you've just said. You've said you do need a forward to cover for Saka, and you definitely need a striker. I said this to you at the start of the season. You need an actual goal scorer. I don't mind Eddie Nketiah, but he's not going to lead the line for you and get you challenging for the league. I accept that.
Yeah.
Why he doesn't play Ben White at centre back, I don't know.
Wait,
That's
what?
what he was.
No,
Ben
Ben
White.
White is a calamity. He's been in
Remember,
that position
Andy, remember
before.
that game at St.
Horrible.
Remember in this shirt, right? In the 21-22 season. Remember he played center back and that game was awful. And that season at center back, he was not good.
He didn't have Saliba with him at that point.
I get that, but he was awesome last year for them as a right back, and clearly that works. So you're gonna stick with it. It's in some sort of way. It's like with Dan Burn. He's playing he's playing very well for us at left back. Why switch it up right now when he's?
I get what you're saying. He's affecting the whole balance of the team by doing what Tony said before, being two left-sided centre backs together. Right. Surely, if Timber's fit, for example, Timber can play centre back. If you're in a bad place, you can play Ben White and Timber if Saliba and Gabriel are out. It just feels to me as if every little thing that you're losing at the beginning of your side, it's then costing you 3 or 4 more marks further up the pitch because Saka was out of the game as soon as Trippier went to left back. You never seen anything from Saka in that game.
Yeah.
Granted, I was quite under the influence, but towards the end of the game, so I don't remember quite a lot of it. But I have watched a little bit of it back, and that just seemed to me as if as soon as we started to rough Arsenal up, they went into the shells.
Second
Yeah.
half, as the game
Yeah.
dragged on, Andy, they got less and less. They got more and more demoralized.
They need a player
Exactly.
like a Joe Linton. They need a Joe Linton, someone that the teammates, if they feel as if they've been bullied, can look around and go, "Look, are you going
Yeah.
to help us out here?"
Exactly.
Rice is that kind of player, and he
He's
was.
not. He's not an intimidating. He's
But
not an
But
again,
he's
intimidating
not
player.
intimidating, but you're right. No, what they need is they need a physical presence with a Rice attitude, a Joe Ellington attitude.
Yes.
You just
Yeah.
need someone
yeah.
to
But
physically
but
show that.
But the thing there is that Rice can't do everything alone. Like you can see, he was
He
the one
can't.
trying to
Yeah.
progress the ball. He was the one trying to defend. He's the last guy protecting our back four. He
Yeah.
has to go there to actually find a way for us to find a goal. Mind you, he has been in our last three goals in the Premiership. He's been instrumental to actually
Yeah.
getting those goals. Without him, we can't actually progress the ball. So he's doing everything. And it's just only him because we have other bozos who are in the team who are not like for like kind of powerhouses like he is, don't have the same kind of footballing acumen like Declan Rice. So
Yeah.
we're screwed. Yeah. But again, see, there's the last one before we actually go.
Yeah.
Just on Saturday, Mikel Arteta came out and labeled the situation as embarrassing and a disgrace. Let that sink in, guys.
He was a right little bitch, wasn't he? Let's be honest.
See,
Yeah.
yeah, guys,
Yeah.
guys, he labeled what happened as a disgrace. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you know what? Yeah, my football club, yeah, Arsenal Football Club, doubled down on it. Came out and actually said, "Hey, we're backing our manager in what he said." I will start with you, Steve Mahala. What's your own take on this? Because Mikel Arteta is now going against the machine. It's a different kind of fight. What do you think?
But good. He. Good luck to him. He knows what the league's all about. He said it himself. It's too hard. It's too hard. This league. He comes across, man. Like it's just not intimidating. Your team right now. If we played you guys tomorrow, I would feel confident again, like I was Saturday. I want to draw you guys in the FA Cup because we clearly the 2-0 win aside, when you guys beat us last year at St. James's Park, we have your number. We have your number.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. If you guys are going to be title contenders, you need to show a bit more strength, show a bit more intimidation.
That attitude though is filtering down to his players, because if you look at the end of the game, Lascelles went to shake
Jorginho's hand.
Jorginho's hand, and that's not, regardless if you feel as if you've been hard done by the goal, the decisions, whatever it is, you always shake your opponent's hand. Now, I think if Arteta had been on the pitch, he would have been exactly the same. He wouldn't have been shaking hands, crying, bitching on like a little. I mean, the players have got to look at that. If I'm a player for Arteta and I'm watching that interview, I'm thinking, just suck it up and get on with it. Stop being such a fantasy, man.
Suck it up.
You have bad days. You have days where you feel as if you've been robbed. You don't go on like a crybaby. It's just
he should be embarrassed.
Standard.
He should be embarrassed that they've spent all that money and they put in that performance. I think both are.
He has got a point. He's got a point. 4 is ridiculous in the league. The problem is he's used the wrong time to use that example.
Yeah.
See, Oregon Gunner, this is the last one because we're already going and they've already answered it already because we have to go in like 3, 4, 5 minutes. See, Oregon Gunner, Mikel Arteta came out, labeled the PG Mall, he labeled them embarrassing, labeled the scenario a disgrace yesterday, and of course, Arsenal brought out an official statement and saying, we back our manager in this one. What do you think, Mikel Arteta going against the machine?
I think he made points like Andrew said. We all feel, right?
Yeah.
We all. I think like I said before, early in the show, everyone is going to be affected by VAR in any season of football now. It looks like it's going to be a constant thorn in every club's side. Again, Wolves were denied 3 VAR instances already this season, right?
Yeah.
But besides that, Arteta should not be the spokesman for the league, right? The FA should come out and say, what we witnessed at the Newcastle game, we saw exhibits A, B, C, and D, right? And we'll speak to the refereeing committee, blah, 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 the referees in charge, blah, 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 Howard Webb, blah, 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 and then make changes. To me, VAR should just really be used for, I think, penalties. When penalty decisions are hard for the ref to see. Because you guys, we all know, a handball happens in a half of a millionth of a second. It's not possible for a human referee to see that every single time and get it correct. It's just tricky. Not possible. And I think sometimes as fans, we put these expectations on referees that they're not perfect, but we expect a perfect performance. Like we expect a perfect performance from our team. Like I said before, the refs had nothing to do with us with having one shot on goal. It had nothing for us to do with Jorginho passing the ball backwards and sideways and frustrating people, right?
Getting deboed. How about that? How about that? Is it the FA? Is it the FA's fault? Is it the FA's fault that they deboed Jorginho?
No, but it's the FA's fault. I think in retrospect, there should be a fine for Bruno because I thought that was a little bit, Newcastle guys, you can disagree. That's fine. But if it was the other way around, I would think you guys would probably want something as well, something said.
To be honest, Dow, you're right about Bruno. You're right about Bruno because what he does, he takes liberties sometimes. I fully admit it. I love it. But when someone does it to us, I have to acknowledge it and be like, you know what, my player does it and he doing it. That's fine.
When a player's safety has been put in jeopardy, and there's something there to not just protect the referees but to protect players, that's when a manager should be in his rights to kick off and say, look, I look after these guys, and he could have broke his jaw on another day. Let's be honest, he could have broke his jaw. He could have smashed his eye socket. He could have done anything. You've got a right to get upset, Arteta. That's your opportunity to say that was missed.
Right.
He was talking about the goal, though.
The goal.
See, like you said, I think you may have said earlier, Steve, that I think you may have said that you guys deserved the goal. I don't think anyone deserved to score in that game. I think that game had 0-0 written all over it. It was nothing but a fight in the middle of the pitch. A ball controversially went out of bounds, kept in bounds. So it was a foul, a goal. I mean, again, if it was us getting fouled and Kedia putting it in, I would want the referee to give it as well, right? I mean, for sure. Yeah. But I don't think anybody deserved to score. Certainly we didn't. We had one shot on goal. But, to be honest, Gabriel held up Colin Wilson pretty damn good.
Yes.
And
we never really created anything clear cut, did we either?
The substitution that Eddie Howe made that changed the game, and I was on a watch on with my friend Alex, and he said Arsenal center backs struggled to deal with false nines. They could mark any striker out of a game, a physical, a Haaland, Wilson, whoever, Tony. But when we did the false nine thing, when Willock came on for Callum Wilson and we had that false nine look, we were able to drag you out of shape. And that's how the goal came about, because you guys were scattered.
Scattered is an understatement. It's an understatement.
I was shocked how far Fabian Shaw was able to come out from the back.
None of them were in position. Newcastle had just 3 players. Newcastle just had 3 players in the 18-yard box, where Arsenal had 6. About 6 players, plus our goalkeeper, making it 7. And no one took the liberty.
Look at the snapshot of that part where the ball's just going out of bounds, right? You can count the Arsenal players in the box. You can see them looking and pointing. Like one guy's telling one guy what to do while the other fucking stooge is telling the other guy what to do. And they look like the 3 stooges in the box all pointing.
Oh, my God.
And we had 2 players in the box, I think. 2 or 3.
And Mikel Arteta, that's the disgrace.
Maybe someone
that's the disgrace. Mikel Arteta, that's the disgrace.
But
that's the disgrace.
Joe Willock put the ball in, and it was all controversy after that. Raya wasn't in a good position. Gabriel was a little more animation, yes. And again, the referee was way outside the box. He wasn't in a diagonal 45-degree, view of it. The whole thing is just a comedy of errors. I mean,
Yeah.
it really is. I don't think
Yeah.
you guys deserve to win. I don't think we deserve to win, but I don't think either team really should have lost either. That game had 0-0 written all over it.
Yeah.
All over it. Yeah, guys, we've come to the end of the show because I want this to be a 1 hour show, man.
You gotta
See,
watch the
Andy Bell,
Spurs Chelsea game.
exactly.
Yeah.
Andy Bell, tell us where we could find you, man.
I'll be honest, if it's YouTube, I'm mostly with you or somewhere with Steve. I'm not big on social media. Twitter, it's just at Andy Bell 861.
Yeah, big ups.
I'm gonna have
Strasbourg
to
Steve.
go. Sorry, Litlands. Do you want to say
sure.
bye?
And
Take care, everybody. All the best.
Take care, man. Take
Arsenal.
care. Steve, where can people find you, man? Talk to these people, man.
Yeah, you could find me on Strasbourg Steve on YouTube, Newcastle Fans TV, few other different places. Twitter, it's Stove, Machall all together.
The
But,
terrace. Come on, man.
yeah,
Talk to them.
yeah.
The terrace.
that too.
You've gone big time. Come on, man.
I laughed at Igal when he said on the terrace after the show, he was like, "I don't consider it a loss," and I just laughed.
Lost when you don't get the 3 points.
Yes, that's what I just laughed.
I know. I mean, like I said before, no team really deserved to win. It was just a battle of children.
We shithoused our way to it by hook or by crook.
Right. And I'm not going to say lucky. It is what it is. The refs had a poor performance. We know what VAR is. We didn't do enough to secure the points away from home, and that's just the end of it. You need a striker. You put on fucking Zinchenko. That's all you need to know about what Arteta thought of the game.
Yeah.
All right, Guna, where can they find you, man?
You could find me in the dwellings of North London, crying in my Arsenal blanket,
crying and whining like a baby.
It's
It's a disgrace. It's the hardest league in the world.
Played a third of the
Shut
season.
up. Shut up.
Yeah, so I big shout out to our Newcastle friends. It was an okay game. It was a lot of fight, but I don't think they deserved it. We didn't deserve it. But you can find me on YouTube, Oregon Goon, and IG and Infamous Dow, Tony. There's a great video today. I'm glad we are able to discuss this stuff and break it down.
Break it down.
I brought adverse to a summer clear out of 6 to 7 players.
Exactly, man.
We need a spine.
We need a spine, exactly. Guys, thank you for showing up today. And of course, Strasbourg Steve, thank you for showing up. Strasbourg Steve, me and Strasbourg Steve this week might bring in Spliff. Yeah, it's from Chelsea Football Club.
Jimmy,
we might bring in for Gunners and Mags, this week. So let's see how that works out. It depends on, because Steve is very, very busy at this time, man. So, let's see if he can squeeze in some time for us with that one. Deji Sports, the mouthy Tottenham Sports fan, will be coming down here, I think, on Thursday. So you better get ready for that one. It's coming to rub it all over us, yeah. And guys, God help us, Tottenham Sports beat Chelsea Football Club today. He is going to gloat. So don't miss it. Don't miss it on Thursday. It's coming to take my head off on Thursday. Yeah, guys. It's coming, yeah. Deji Sports is now the boogeyman, out here. So,
Deji Freddy Krueger coming to the Arsenal player.
I'm telling you, man, it's coming to debo me on the show on Thursday.
I thought about what we can do for Deji, though. You and I, we can go in on a little kit of 12 like dust rags and a little bit of lead. So when he doesn't get a trophy in October or November, Deji can do lots of spraying and cleaning in his dusty trophy cabinet over Christmas.
Oh my God, that would be good, man. That would be good. So guys, from me and my brothers down here, we are out.